Good morning, guys. It's Monday. It's Monday. And first, before I get into what I'd actually like to talk about, which is Fahrenheit 451, existentialism, bias, and Gnosticism, first I want to talk for a brief, 30 seconds on why you're hearing me rather than reading me. I find it a lot easier to convey my ideas in speech rather than in text, personally, so I figured it would be a lot easier for me to convey information to you verbally, plus the fact that I just talk about philosophy a lot, because I like it. It's interesting. It's got a lot of interesting things to it. So I think this vlog philosophy will work a lot better for everyone in the long run, especially for me because I don't have all the time to type out my ideas that I'd like here, with classes and everything else going on, but I do have the time to make a 4-minute video on, I don't know, Fahrenheit 451 and existentialism. So that's why you're hearing me instead of speaking it. So let's get started. What I'd actually like to talk about now is Kierkegaard, well, existentialism, but we'll start with Kierkegaard, because I love Kierkegaard. Kierkegaard's a fantastic writer, and he is credited as the father of existentialism. He is the first one to come up with existential philosophy, which basically, as its whole, states that there is no meaning in and of itself. Events have no meaning in and of themselves, but we as humans give them meaning. It's a nice middle ground between, I'd say, between idealism, which is events have meaning in and of themselves, and nihilism, which is events have no meaning. It's a nice middle ground of events have meaning, but if and only if we as humans give them meaning, or we as interpreters give them meaning. For example, in an existential worldview, the event of having a spotlight shown on you by a helicopter has no meaning in and of itself, but we as humans can give it meaning. The meaning for the person in the spotlight could be, damn, I got caught, whereas the meaning for the person in the helicopter could be, yes, we caught him. The event in and of itself has no meaning, but we have given it meaning because we're humans and that's what we do. For example, the event of Montag's capture and murder has no meaning in and of itself, and it has no meaning for us as outside observers because, as a matter of fact, it was not Montag, he was not captured, and the state just murdered an innocent that was out for a walk, violently. But for the observers, in the book, the people watching the telecast, the event does have meaning. The state just captured a violent psychopath and kept him off the streets to protect us. Them, rather. Protect them. The only meaning that it has is the meaning that we give it. So the meaning that we give it is different from the meaning that Montag gives it, is different from the meaning that the people watching the telecast give it. And that's existentialism at its core. Events have no meaning in and of themselves, but we give them meaning. That's the important thing. Now, why is this dangerous? It is. It's very dangerous, and it's not dangerous in and of itself. It's dangerous because we humans have beliefs. We believe things. Only because we believe things is this actually dangerous. In and of itself, existential viewpoint is very valid, because, well, take Fahrenheit 451 for example. Existentialism is incredibly valid because we see a different meaning there than the people watching the telecast do, and who's to say that our meaning is right and theirs is wrong? For them, their meaning is right. For us, their meaning is wrong. So this is only dangerous because of our beliefs, the beliefs that we hold. And because of this little thing called confirmation bias. Confirmation bias is essentially when you have a belief and then you seek out information and then use that any information that you find to reinforce your belief, and any information that discredits your belief you ignore. That's basically confirmation bias. For example, let's say you have the belief that Barack Obama was not born in the United States, therefore cannot be president. You will seek out all information that supports your belief, even a little, and value that so more incredibly highly over information that disproves your belief, for example, the birth certificate. But confirmation bias doesn't start there, because we as humans give events meaning. The meaning that we give events can be used to confirm our biases. Let's take Fahrenheit 451 again, and the violent murder of an innocent person to secure the state's hold. For people watching that telecast, they probably would interpret it as the state just kept a violent psychopath off the streets, which is certainly a good thing, but that serves to confirm their bias that the state is fundamentally concerned with the people. Whereas if Faber were still alive at the end of the book, Faber, who has already questioned that belief, would interpret that event differently. Say take the case of abortion. The fundamental moral opposition to abortion is its murder. So anyone that holds that belief and is not going to question that belief, any time that they see a case where a woman was traumatized after having an abortion, is going to interpret that event as, of course they're traumatized, they just murdered their baby. whereas there could be other reasons for the trauma, rape, etc., etc. This isn't to say that there's no way out of confirmation bias, but the way out is tough and difficult, no one wants to do it. The only way to minimize your bias, you're not going to eliminate it completely, but to minimize your bias is to question all of your beliefs. By questioning your beliefs, it's harder for this confirmation bias to take hold because you're allowing for alternate interpretations of facts and alternate interpretations of events, which is very, very important. So the basic, fundamental assumption, how do you get out of your massive confirmation bias that we all have? You start to question everything. So at least from the viewpoint of existential philosophy, philosophy is very, very useful. Leave it to philosophers to support their own profession. But guys, I will see you next time.